Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to use it's called a shape builder tool. That is a way to make a more complex shape, like a cloud or something that isn't just a standard polygon. And I want us to look back really quickly at some of our inspiration here, which is, if I'm looking at things like this, this is used by making a compound shape, or this is created by making a compound shape. This cloud right here is a compound shape. So this cloud right here is a nice compound shape as well. So I'm going to show you how to use that. Look at the nice coloring techniques to make it look more three-dimensional in this one. This one's interesting. Okay, so in order to do that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to lock this layer down, and I'm going to add another layer that's at the bottom of this, and I can always shift it. And I'm going to shut all of this off so that I'm just looking at like a blank screen essentially. I can turn them back on. I haven't deleted them. I've just made it so you're not looking at them. Now, what the shape builder tool does is it makes it so that you can merge shapes. So if I have these, if I draw intersecting shapes like this, what I can do, if I'm trying to draw a cloud, is these are all different ellipses. They're not the same ellipse. So I can use the shape builder tool right here, and if I hold down shift, whoops, actually it doesn't activate. Notice this is a mistake that I make sometimes. It doesn't activate because I have nothing selected. So click and drag across your shapes and then use your shape builder tool. And what that will do is, notice as you hover over these pieces, it actually gives you every single piece here that's like in the intersection. And what you've done is, by selecting everything and then hitting that button, you've made all of these pieces separate. So you could go back and, whoops, you could go back as you, whoops, that's not what I wanted to show you. If you click on them, so not just hovering over them, but clicking on them makes them separate. And if I go back to the selection tool, deselect, and then select one, I can actually pull that away. Okay, I've actually made all of these pieces separate, so I could pull that away if I wanted to. That's one way to use the shape builder tool. So it actually kind of looks neat like this. Let me go back and make everything one piece again and show you another way to use the shape builder tool. So another classic way to use the shape builder tool is, I'm going to deselect, reselect everything, grab the shape builder tool. You can click and drag across and it merges everything. So it makes it one object. So instead of having these boundary points, it actually merges everything together. Another way to do it is if you hold down shift and you click and drag across, it just merges everything together. So this is one single piece. Now, another way to use the shape builder tool is to make a cookie cutter out of something. So you can, like, essentially, let's say that I want to make this cloud more stylized, and I want to cut out, like, I want to make it flat on the bottom. So what you could do is make a shape that intersects the other shape, like this rectangle. Click and drag across both of them so they're both selected. And essentially I want to cut off this part and this part. So click on the shape builder tool. Now I could click here and click here, go back to here, and delete, because I cut those things. As I use the shape builder tool, I used it to cut things, okay? Another way of doing it is click and drag across, go to shape builder and hold down Alt. On a Mac, that's Shift and Option. And notice I have, instead of the little plus sign with my cursor I have a minus, so that actually deletes it too. Okay, so all of a sudden I have this cloud. I can hold down Shift and resize it. I have this cloud that's a little different. So let's turn everything else on. And you know what? I put this cloud way below, so I might want to put it like that so I can actually see it. Okay, and remember, you can dial down the opacity. You could change it to a gradient if you wanted to, like that. You can make it so that it's not grayscale. I want to change, oh, right, you double click there, and that's where you get the RGB, like that. Okay, and you can change the gradient to whatever color you want. We've done that before, so I won't show you that. and then you can dial back down the, oh, that's 2, right? So you can kind of make it like that. Maybe you want to even make it in the layer that is, let me think, I want it behind these buildings like that. All right, so that's a pretty complex shape that's like that. I can also show you how to make, whoops, let me lock those up, but turn them off like this. I want to show you how to make a tree. So a tree is pretty easy. You would make a rectangle right here, and then make it a little thinner like that. And then make a couple more rectangles thin like this. Put this at the bottom, hover over it like this. And you do want them both like solid, so you can click here and make them solid and then just kind of change it to, I want it to be brown, which kind of not even really sure how to get brown. I guess that's okay. I guess that's kind of like a dark purple, but so I want the tree to look like this. I can copy and paste this, rotate it the other way, so I have this. Maybe I make this a little bit longer, like that. Okay, maybe just as thin though. There we go. And now I want to make the, like, sort of the fluffy part, so I can drag a bunch of these rectangles like this, or ellipses rather. I can select all of them and change their color like that. And let's see, I want to take this while it's selected. Let me go ahead and group them and then arrange them, send them back on the layer. Okay, so here's this tree. It's kind of nice. Maybe I pull this like that. All right, maybe you make another, I guess it is kind of, looks a little bit weird that they're not the same like length. Ugh. So maybe pull that back down. Not really sure. You know, typically I just go off of like one of the inspiration pictures and kind of copy that and mimic that. So that's a little bit better. Maybe you see how it has like a branch that goes up in there. This is maybe a little bit better one to try to copy and paste, or copy from. But anyhow, I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to group it. Now, this is not probably going to be on the same layer, so I'm going to cut it. I'm actually going to turn these layers back on, and then I'm going to go to the top layer, unlock it, and paste my tree there. Hold down Shift and make it much smaller. Oops. I'm going to hold down Shift again so that it doesn't so that it changes it proportionally. That looks kind of weird. I guess maybe I want it a little bit fatter like that. Okay, so you have this tree that's here. You can copy and paste it and make some more trees along your street. You can make different trees if you want, but I want you to add trees and clouds here to make your shape of your cityscape more inviting and more complex. Okay, so again, this is another thing that you're going to be graded on for your summative, adding shapes that you created with the shape builder tool. All right, so just, you know, you can use the copy and paste. I don't mind if you have the same thing, but just make it so that it's nice and complex here. Okay, so try to make at least 2 things with the shape builder tool, like a cloud and like a tree. Maybe you can make your tree a little bit better than mine. All right, and that's it. Have fun.